Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for this new battle report around my campaign Operation Dark Winter. Today we are doing mission number 8. Our goal is to clear an enemy building where the rioters have set up their HQ. So here is the board we are going to play on, and there are 3 potential positions for that enemy HQ. It can be that building, the store over here, or the Starbucks coffee shop over here. To define, to unveil that objective token, I will need to have line of sight on the door of one of those buildings, and I will need to roll for detection. And when I succeed at that detection roll, I can unveil that token. When I will do that, when I will see the actual enemy, the actual objective, mission objective, I will need to clear that building, and there will be a D3 enemy in that building. So D3 here, and since here there are multiple floors, there will be actually D3 enemy only in the first floor. And once I will have secured that building, I will again, like usual, need to extract from the board with all the stuff I have acquired throughout that mission. So here I have set up all my models, and yeah, we are good to start. First thing I'm going to do is to roll to define where I will be deployed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on a 6 I will reroll. So it's a 6, I reroll, it's a 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, we will be deployed over here. So we will be deployed actually next to that Humvee, so that's really great. We have also one police car here and one Humvee there, so that's actually a good start. We are pretty close to some loot, and we have quite also close to those 2 buildings, so that's a good start. Yeah, let's place those models and we can get started for that first turn. So everything is set up, all my models are placed over here with the ammo set up in their token. Here I've rolled for the Fog of War card. We'll already have a Fog of War card at turn 2, which is not great. Here we have some civilians ready to be placed on the board. Those dice are for the resources I will gather on some of the objects I will loot. Here my models are placed just next to that exit, and yeah, I think we are pretty good to go for the first turn, and I will start with my movement phase. Turn 1, end of my movement phase, so I just move, I've reorganized a bit where they were starting their position, so I just move my 3 guys with silence weapon toward that first placement token. There are also 1 placement token over here and 1 just there, so quite a lot of them near my starting position. And I've moved those 2 over here behind that Humvee, so one can loot that vehicle. So let's actually, end of the movement phase, I will move all the enemy token. What I do all the time is for each token, I take a scatter dice and a standard dice and I roll them. That will define in which direction they will move. So for example, this one will move 4 inches in that direction. So he will move 4 inches in toward the back of that car. So I will move all the enemy token, and then we can jump onto the next phase. So here I just move all the enemy placement token, and now we can jump onto the next phase. Next phase, I'm going to start with Louis Alexander that will loot the back of that Humvee, so I just do standard roll. A 5, he finds something. Now let's check quality. On a 6, it's superior, and it's a 1, it's standard quality. So I'm just going to draw 1 card, 1 equipment card. Oh, perfect! A Cry GPC, so that's really cool. And does he want to equip that right away? He can actually equip that right away, since he is only equipped with a yellow item. He can also equip that green item. So yeah, I will give him that GPC right away. Yep, sorry for the light. So that's done. Now let's actually, here also one thing. this enemy token move in line of sight of my model. Actually, I've moved them behind this construction machine to be safe for that turn, but since this token move in that direction, it enter line of sight of my guys here just on their side. And since it's within 6 inches, I don't need to roll detection. I will just unveil a first card. And civilian, yes. Okay, so no enemy for now. I will just grab one civilian, which is that lady which is coughing. And I will just place that civilian over here on the board. So that's cool. I already have 4 civilians in my base, but I will need more in the future, so I can totally try to grab him to add her to my roster in my base. Anyway, that's the end of that first turn. Now we can move on to the next turn. Start of turn 2. Before doing anything, we draw a Fog of War card. Civilians. Okay, not that crazy. 1d3 civilian enter the area from a random building or table edge, roll randomly to determine point of entry. If combat has already begun, roll on civilian reaction table. So, yeah, I will define randomly if it's a building or a table edge, and I will place them on the board and show you where they are. So that new civilian just appear on that table edge over here next to that placement token. And yeah, we can move on to this second turn, and we'll start with my movement phase. End of my movement phase, my trim guy here moved toward the back of that pickup truck. Here we have Alex Murphy that move on that side to secure the perimeter near that civilian, and my 2 civilians just move back from that MV toward the rest of the group. I want to stick my guy together this time, especially since I don't have enough silence weapon. So yeah, end of my movement phase. Now I will move to the enemy movement phase. So end of the enemy movement phase, nothing too crazy. Also, by the way, my 3 guys here did a tactical move, so they're basically crouching just to keep them safer for that token, but this one didn't move. So Alani Kelso here will loot the back of that pickup truck to try to find some resources for the next mission. So we'll roll on the campaign mission table. I will take a black and a white dice. And a 5 and a 6. A 5 and a 6, it's intel, again some intel. So we have too much intel, way too much. 6. So we'll take a 6 and place that 6 on Alani Kelso. And that's the first resources we find in that game. And that's end of that phase, nothing else to loot at. The construction vehicle can't be looted, only civilian vehicle. And yeah, let's move on turn 3. So turn 3, end of my movement phase. Those 3 guys here move to have line of sight on that token. They are all equipped with silence weapon. That's why they are moving that way, so they can engage all at once that target. This model and this model did run toward the rest of the group, and this here just move toward this side in case something is happening on that left side. So first, let's actually unveil that. So yeah, let's draw 1 card, empty. Okay, perfect. So we have nothing over here. I can just remove that token. That's perfect. And yeah, we have nothing there. We are not close enough to any vehicles to loot anything that turn. So I think that's the end of turn 3, or at least of my movement phase. Now I will move all the enemy token and move on to the next turn. Just before jumping to turn 4, turn 3, I've moved all the token, also that civilian moved toward that direction, and the other civilian that was next to that exit just left the board. So now let's move on turn 4. Turn 4, end of my movement phase. So this is what happened. I just moved my guy with silencer toward that side because I have 1 enemy placement token over here. Then we have Lewis that came on this side to loot that vehicle. We had Alex Murphy that went to the back of that vehicle to loot that one. But yeah, let's first roll for detection. So I've checked, Alani Kelso is within 13 inches of that enemy placement token. So 13, she's an elite, she detects on a 4+. 5, so we detect what is there. Let's actually draw one card. And it's again empty. I am lucky for now. I am really lucky. So here we have nothing. Next, I'm going to loot the 2 vehicles. So for that, I will simply roll 2 dice at once. A 5 and a 3. So I find one thing, one object. And the quality is standard. And this will be Alex Murphy. So Alex Murphy found a Trigicon ECOG. That's cool. Where is Alex Murphy? He's there. And yeah, let's just place that on the backpack. So that's it for that. Now I will roll to try to convince that civilian to join my base. So let's do a roll, a 6, and actually how I always forget how. Actually, that's a fail. I needed 1, 2, or 3, so that's a fail. So that civilian will just run off, and she will try to just escape from my GTA forces. This civilian won't be able to join my base. So that's the end of that turn. We can move on to the movement phase of the enemy and the next turn. Turn 5, end of my movement phase. I just move my guy all back together. This one did run from that MV to just join back the team. Now I will roll for detection. I will need to roll a simple dice, and she detect if it's that building or not. So a 2. I would needed a 2+. It's within 7 inches, the door. So it's a 2+, that means I can unveil that objective token. And it's not there, okay. So it can be either on that building or the big building just over here. For that building, I still have one door over here, so I will be able to roll for detection on that door next turn. And yeah, that's the end of my movement phase. Now I can jump onto the movement phase of the enemy and jump onto the next turn. Turn 6, end of my movement phase. So I've moved my guys just like that. Now we'll roll for detection on the building. So first for Alani Kelso, she's elite, she detect on a 2+. And that's a 3, so she detect that. And yeah, let's unveil that. And that's perfect, that's actually the objective. So we have the objective in that building. In that building there are D3 enemy. I just need to enter that building, kill the enemy inside, and it will be mission accomplished, and I will be able to escape the board just after that. So that's cool. Yeah, now let's move on to the enemy movement phase. So I just move all the enemy placement token. I still don't have line of sight on any enemy placement token. There are just one that is starting to get closer to the actual enemy HQ, so we need to be aware of that. And here I will actually loot for those 2 vehicles. So here I will again take my table. I will loot a first time, a 4 and a 3, a 4 and a 3. I found some medicine. So medicine, and the second one will be a 4 and a 2, a 4 and a 2, and it's nothing on the second one. So one medicine is 5, and the medicine will be for Alex Murphy. I just found one medicine. Okay, so that's the end of that turn, nothing else to loot. We can, yeah, we can jump on to the next turn, turn 7. Turn 7, end of my movement phase, so my people start to stack up behind that building. I actually want to enter that building because it's a store and I have potential, I can potentially find a lot of objects inside that building for my base. And here I also want to loot some of those cars before actually going in that building, because when I will be going in that building, I will probably raise the alarm based on the number of enemies. So yeah, I want to try to loot some of those vehicles. I definitely want to enter that building first. And yeah, so first, end of my movement phase, I will move the enemy and jump onto turn 8. Turn 8 will draw a Fog of War card. Start of turn 8, we are drawing one new Fog of War card, so let's discover that. Okay, perfect. Fog of War, clear. All clear, Charlie Mike, continue mission, so that's cool. We don't need extra enemy on every mission, we can have one that is a bit cooler. Yeah, I will do my movement phase first. So it's still my movement phase, not done yet. This guy just moved closer to the door of that car to loot it. Same thing for this guy on the back of that vehicle. This model was just here and he just moved there to loot that vehicle, and he may have entered line of sight of that token over here. So he just rolled for detection for that enemy token. So I will do a simple roll and he detect on a 6. So it's a 2, that token didn't saw my police guy. So now I can keep going on and move the rest of my guys. End of my movement phase, Alani Kelso and Jim Street just enter that building. So Jim Street is ready to fire, but yeah, no one is inside the building. Alani Kelso will be looting that first shelf. Actually, each shelf can be looted from each side. And also I will loot some of those vehicles. So yeah, that's the end of my movement phase. Now I will move all the enemy placement token. So the only remarkable things that happen is that this token that was behind the bus just moved toward the front of the store. So maybe he heard something on the back of the store, so he just moved toward that door. And here, nothing too crazy. We have 2 tokens over here that didn't move. We have that one that moved toward that area. And we have that token here that moved back toward the entrance of their HQ. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we can start to loot things. So we'll start with the police car over here. So we'll roll a simple dice. On a 5 I found something. Now let's check quality. It's a 2, so it's standard quality. And again, a new body armor, so that's perfect. A new body armor for Alex Murphy, and he actually has a purple, a superior equipment. That means he can equip a green equipment. So actually, I will also equip that IBA right away on him. Just thinking if I should keep it for the second team. Yeah, let's equip that for him. And now I will actually do some roll for the resources. Now let's do some roll for the resources. We have 1 car over here, 1 car there, and 1 shelf in that building. So we'll do some roll in the same order. So a 1 and a 6. A 1 and a 6, some building materials. 1 and a 2, nothing. And a 6 and a 4, a 6 and a 4, some fuel. So 1 building material and 1 fuel. And that's great. And now we can jump on to yeah, the next turn. Turn 9, start of my movement phase. I already moved those 2 guys over here, and they have line of sight on that token right there. So I will first draw a card. And finally, we have so many level 1 enemy. So let's roll a dice to define what kind of enemy it is. So level 1, it's there. The dice. 2, so it's just basic 2 assaulters. So that's great. That's not too much enemy. And now let's roll for the direction they are facing. Where is my scatter roll? It's on top of that building. So that. Okay, so they are facing toward the store. So actually they saw my guys. So actually this enemy group is alerted. So let's first place down this enemy and we'll see what happens. So end of my movement phase. Louis here move inside the building, and all the others did a tactical move, so they will get +1 in their defense basically. And yeah, I just wanted to get closer because of the firefight that is about to start over here. So yeah, let's move on to the enemy movement phase. For that, this group here is already alerted, so they will move on the Zablan doctrine. So let's roll 2 dice, a 2 and a 4, a 2 and a 4, hold and shoot. So they won't move that turn, so that's great. They are in the open, so that's good for me. Now I will move all the other tokens which are not alerted yet, and we'll see what happens. And let's actually move just 2 together, which are the two one that worries me the most. So we have that one here. So let's just remove that objective, remove that dice, and let's roll. Okay, so that one is moving 4 inches in that direction, and actually, since he can't move in that direction, he will just follow the wall and actually move directly toward my guys over here, which is not really great, since actually they may see my guys. It's within detection range, so basically this guy will detect my group on, let's say, 4, 5, 6. And it's 6, so this token is now alerted. Let's unveil to see what it is, and let's pray it's not some more enemies. And damn, it's some new enemy. So let's roll to define what it is. A level 1 enemy, a 3 enemies, so 2 assaulter and 1 and a 3, 1 rusher, 2 assaulter and 1 rusher. That's not really great, so we'll place those down. And now let's also define what this token will be, which is the second most problematic for me. Oh damn, it's moving, yeah, 1 inches, it's enough to still don't see me. So yeah, nothing else too crazy. And I will place those 3 enemies there, and we can move on to the combat phase. So that's the 3 enemies that just spawned. The one in the middle is equipped with a sawn-off shotgun, which is really dangerous. And yeah, that's the end of their movement phase. Now we can start the combat phase. I will start with Alani Kelso and my SWAT guy. So Alani Kelso is equipped with the Silence Uzi over here, so she will do first. Let's actually take some dice. So she will fire automatic, and that's always pretty much a kill since she have a shooting stat of... Oh, no, that's a 5. So 5 here, we have a 10. 10 minus 1 because of, let's say, the glass front of the store, that's a 9. There is no way the enemy can beat that. And for the 3, that's actually 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 7. So the enemy can beat that on a 6. And that's a 3, so that's a miss. That's a miss for the enemy. He failed his defense roll, so this guy is killed right away. So that's 1 stat point for Alani Kelso. Now let's switch to Jim Street. Jim Street is equipped with what he wants to fire. Yeah, I will fire with his AKM. He will do... Let's actually remove some ammo from the Uzi. Now let's fire with the AKM. 2 shots in rapid fire. A 6 and a 6. Oh, that's terrible. There is no way he can beat that. Even with the rapid fire at -1, that's 2-5. He has a shooting stat of 5, so that's 2-10. There is no way the enemy can beat that. So this enemy is also killed right away. So let's, same thing here, add 1 stat point for Jim Street. Next up, so that's about it. Let's remove just some ammo over here. He fire 2 shots, so we have 3 left. So that's it for this group of enemy. Right now the alarm is not raised, but here we are about to start a big firefight. What do we have here? We have 3 enemies and we have 3 guys ready to shoot. So let's start. Actually, DRPK Alex Murphy can't shoot in sustained fire since he moved that turn. So we'll fire in simply in automatic. So he will fire 3 shots at the guy, the farthest on the right. So 5, 4 and 3. He have a shooting stat of 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an 8 minus 1 because of the automatic. That's 7. That's a 6 and that's a 5. So here I will need a defense. I will need a 6. So that's a hit. Here I will need a 5. So that's a miss. And here I will need a 4. So that's also a hit. So the first bullet hits him, the second kills him. So this one is killed. New stat point for Alex Murphy. Now, what else? We definitely want to kill the rusher. So with Shane Walsh, he's equipped with... he was holding his silence pistol, but he will switch to his Colt M4. He doesn't have any maluses because it has the compact rule. So we'll fire with his M4. Let's actually just remove some ammo from that guy. Yes. He will fire with his M4. So we'll fire 2 bullets, rapid fire. A 6 and a 4, that's cool. So 3 ammo left. He have a shooting stat of 5, so that's an 11. Plus 1 because of the attachment, because of his red dot combo over here, but minus 1 because of the rapid fire, so that's still an 11, and that's a 9. So no way the enemy can beat the 9, so this one is also a kill immediately. And then we have Francis Valenzuela here that will fire at that guy, that single guy over here. Francis, on this side, he have a really bad shooting stat, but he have the Fall Shorty with lots of accessories, so he will do a rapid fire. Oh, perfect! That's the best roll he ever did. So, what do we have here? 6 plus 1 in shooting, minus 1 because of the rapid fire, so that's still a 6, plus 1 of the Trigicon SRS, plus 1 because of the laser sight, so that's an 8. The enemy can't beat that, and that's a 7. That's a 7. The enemy can beat that on a 6, only on a 6. So that's a 5, that's also a hit. So we killed 5 enemy in that turn, so that's... We succeed at all our shots, never managed to do that. So, Francis also killed 1 guy, that's cool. So that's the end of that turn. Now the alert is raised because I fire some unsuppressed shot. And yeah, let's move on to the next turn, turn 10. So I just took out the enemy card, stat card, and the commander have a stat of 4, so here he will roll to call in a reinforcement. 2, he succeed at that call. Reinforcement will arrive in 5 turns, so at least we have a bit of time before this reinforcement came in on the board. So now I will move to my movement phase. We'll basically just try to set up a better firing position because I know that we have that token that arrive. And here, same thing here, I will try to have a nice line of sight on the streets. Maybe throw one of the gadgets, and I also try to loot one of the shelves. And we'll try to temporize that turn, maybe reload some weapon, and next turn we will maybe try to go back to the actual objective and yeah, try to secure that objective and maybe try to extract from that side of the board. So yeah, let's move on to that turn. So what happened that turn? Actually nothing too crazy, only those 2 models moved. The SWAT guy moved on the left, this one moved actually just maybe here, so he can maybe fire on that side or he can loot the shelf. Alani Kelso deployed a Airburst Seeker Mine, so it's basically like a drone that is like a ball that is at her feet and that move like a grenade and explode. Yeah, we'll see how it works when we got some enemies. So we have that is deployed at her feet, that will move in the combat phase. And also, what else? All those guys here just enter Overwatch. So at least if we'll see, we'll detect some enemy tokens, so they are ready to shoot, and if no one come into line of sight, there will be a reloading their weapon for that turn. So let's actually, before revealing all the token, before moving all the token, I will reveal that one and that one. And actually, do we have more over here? No, we don't have any more tokens. So let's first reveal that one. Oh, a level 3 enemy. We have the enemy leader there. And then I will also reveal that token there. Nothing, nothing, nothing. 3 civilian. Okay, so we have 3 civilian there. I can right away place down the civilian. They are scared, they want to get inside the bus to get out of the city. But now let's roll for the enemy level 3. Let's take 1 dice. Enemy level 3, so it's the leader, and the leader is with... Oh, not... Oh, see, still 4 enemies. Ooh, that's bad. We have 4 enemies there, so let's place down those 4 enemies, and we'll use the Zablan Doctrine to see their action. So that's the 3 enemies that just spawn. Pretty dangerous. We have 1 SAG on the left. The leader is equipped with 2 SMG, 1 pistol and 1 rifle. So that's a pretty important threat. So now let's determine what this group. Well, let's define what this group will be doing on the Zablan Doctrine. Okay, so let's have a look here. Let's roll 2 dice, a 4 and a 1. A 4 and a 1. Careful, move and shoot. Careful, it's maximize use of cover. Oh, that's bad, that's bad. So where they are going to move? Where they are going to move? Maximize use of cover, I will say that they may want to stick behind this concrete barrier, while one will be in cover behind that truck. So yeah, let's probably... If they want to maximize use of cover, they won't definitely move toward me since I am all here. So let's move one guy over here. This guy will move a bit back so the leader can be in cover. And that guy will also move to be in cover of that ESCO barrier. So that's pretty bad for me, because they all get a +2 to their defense basically. And yeah, that's it for them. Now I will move all the other token 6 inches in my direction. So, start of the combat phase. First thing I'm going to do is send the Seeker Mine that is over here, right in roughly here. The Seeker Mine can move up to 12 inches, and 12 inches is just in front of that traffic cone. So the enemy that are here will benefit from a +2 in defense, but this one will not benefit from anything. But first, let's roll if the Seeker Mine attain his target. So I think also have a shooting stat of 5, so I need... oh, I fail. 5, 6, 7, that's a 7, and I needed an 8. That means that the Seeker Mine will move. Actually, that's good. It's moving 2 inches in that direction, which will be actually 2 inches, and the Seeker Mine will actually explode just on top of that police vehicle. That means it will affect those 3 guys over here. That's even better. So the Seeker Mine basically explode with a multi-blast, and so it will basically affect all those 3 guys, those 3 guys that are behind the concrete barrier, and it will kill on a 5+. So I will take one after the other, the red, the leader, and the rifleman. So let's roll on lethality for the first one, not lethal. Second one, it's lethal on the leader, damn. So the leader is killed, that's perfect, because actually one of the rules I have with the leader is that it gives +1 for all the stat of his squad. So anyway, that's cool. Rolling lethality on the last one, it's not lethal. Now rolling for casualty on the first one. Let's actually take the casualty table, which is here. It's a 2, medium wound, model is stun and -2 to its move. And for the second one, it's also stunned. So the two enemies are stunned. That means that their shooting stats are reduced to 1. So that's cool. So that's it for Alini Kelso. Now let's move on to. I'm just going to grab some of those suppression tokens and place them just here, so I remember that those two enemies are stunned. So that's great. Now let's move on to the shooting phase for the rest of my team. First thing I will do is that guy, Alex Murphy, is equipped with his trustful RPK, and he will fire. Actually, it didn't move that turn, so he can fire in sustained fire. That means he can fire at that guy and also at the one on the back, which is great. Split 2-shot, sustained fire. If static, 4-shot, split within 2 inches. 2 inches? Yeah, they are definitely within 2 inches, so that's great. So let's actually do that. So 4-shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will basically remove all the ammo left in my RPK. So we'll fire 2 shots at the first one with the pistol, and 2 shots at the second one with the assault rifle. Now we'll do the defense roll. So Alex Murphy shoot with a shooting stat of 3, -1 because of sustained fire. Actually not. Sustained fire if static. Since you have a bipod, yeah, there is not a -1 because he was static. And actually, the bipod give me reroll 1 die in all range interval. So that's cool. Actually, I will reroll that die because of the bipod. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. So now let's roll defense. He basically fire at 3. 5, 6, 7, 8, that's an 8, -2 because of the cover of the truck. That's a 6 rolling defense. Oh, that's a fail. Rolling defense on the second one. 4 plus rioters, 1 in defense, that's a 5. So that first enemy is killed. So he's basically spreading and yeah, spreading his fire. Now rolling defense on the second one. Oh, let's do the math. Actually, I think I still beat that. Like, I have a shooting stat of 3, -2 because of the concrete barrier, that's a 1, plus 5, that's a 6. Oh, actually, that's a 7, so this one is a miss. Now let's roll on that second shot over here. And this is a hit. Now let's check lethality. RPK is lethal on a 4+. 5! 5, that's perfect. So this one is killed also. So let me just add 2 bar for Alex Murphy. So 1 and 2. And he get a stat point. Let's see in which stat. In 1 in his command stat. Okay, so that's great. So that's it for him. Now we have that guy with his red hoodie. And who will do the shot first? I will fire with Shane Walsh. Shane Walsh and his M4. I will fire 2 shots at -1. Oh, that's terrible. That's bad. You have a shooting stat of 5. -1 because of the rapid fire, -2 because of the ESCO barrier. So that's a total of -3. 5, 6, 7, 6, 5. So that's a 4. So that's a 4. Let's roll defense on the 4 first. So this bullet hits him. And here we have what? We have a 5, 6. We have a 3. Rolling defense on the 3. And that's also a miss. So the 2 bullets hits him. And I have only 1 more bullet in my M4. That's a shame. But we still have Francis Valenzuela that is right there. He will fire with his fall shorty. He will also do a rapid fire. He will also do a rapid fire. That means he doesn't have any more ammo in his rifle. So two shots. A 6 and a 1. Oh, we can do something with the 6. 6, you have a shooting stat of 1 plus the 2 accessory, that's a 3. But it's also at -3 because of rapid fire and because of the ESCO barrier. So basically we have only a 6. Rolling defense on the 6. Yeah, yes, I hit him. Now let's roll for lethality. 3, yes! 3 plus lethality with the fall, it's lethal, perfect! Oh, I'm lucky today. So this one is also killed immediately. And I just also receive a stat point for Francis Valenzuela, checking in which stat, a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's a stat point in defense, that's the best one. Okay, so that's the end of the combat phase. That's the end of the combat phase. And we just have, actually we have those 2 guys that didn't fire, so those 2 guys will loot some resources. Yeah, let's roll for that. Grabbing my black/blue dice and white dice. So a 2 and a 6, it will be a building material, and 2, it will be nothing. So 1 building material, it's a 4. It's a 4 for my SWAT guy. Where is my 4? Over here. So that's the end of the combat phase. I'm just going to place, also by the way, I don't have anymore my Seeker Mine. This is used, it has exploded, can't be used anymore. And yeah, end of my combat phase, we can move on to the next turn. Turn 11, in a couple of turns we'll have a new Fog of War, but we still have some times. End of my movement phase, this guy moved behind this car doing a tactical move, so he's crouching and he will reload his weapon. Same for here, this guy is staying in Overwatch. Inside here, Alani Kelso here is also in Overwatch, then those 2 guys move here on the left, on the right. And here I just place some token to say which shelf has been looted. And we can move on to the enemy movement phase. We have 3 tokens that approach me, and actually in 4 turns we'll have some enemy reinforcement. So we have that token that approach, that token, and 1 just behind the bus. So I will first draw 1 card for that one. And here we have an enemy level 1. That's not good. Now I will draw 1 card for that one. 1 civilian, okay. And I will draw 1 card for the stuff behind the bus. And it's some civilian. I don't have that civilian, so I will just place those 2 civilian there. And yeah, so that's cool. I will just place the civilian. And actually, let's do together the roll to define the enemy level 1 card. Please a 1, please a 1. And that's a 6. That's not what I wanted. Oh, if it's a 4-5-6, it's a sniper. Oh, damn, I don't need a 4-5-6. It's a 5, it's a sniper. Oh, damn. That means that here, 2 assaulters will spawn plus 1 sniper. And the closest building roof is actually that one. So we'll have an enemy sniper located on that roof. So let's place that on the board. So here I just placed the 2 assaulters, and here we also have that enemy sniper. The enemy sniper might be in Overwatch, but I already moved, so that doesn't make any sense. We'll see what happened just after. So I also just saw that we still have 1 token over here, so I will also draw 1 card for that token. Oh, level 2 enemy, okay. Some more enemies that will come. Oh, that's perfect. Only 2 assaulters. Let's place down these 2 assaulters. So here we have 2 more assaulters that just arrive. And so okay, for the 2 groups, I will first roll to see if they enter Overwatch. Where is the Zablan Doctrine? It's over here. So on a 5+, they enter Overwatch. So the first group, they enter Overwatch. The second group, they are not entering Overwatch. So the first group with actually the sniper, they will enter Overwatch. They won't move that turn. And let's roll for that second group that just appeared to see what they will do. A 3 and a 2. a 3 and a 2. Careful, move and shoot, maximize use of cover. So yeah, I will actually move that right now. So the two enemy here wants to maximize their use of cover, so one came on that side of the Escobari and one is here on the left. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The second group here won't move, they are in Overwatch, that means that next turn I won't be able to move without triggering the Overwatch of the sniper, which is terrible. But yeah, that's the end of my the enemy movement phase. Now he can enter the combat phase. First thing I'm going to do is here I have Shane Walsh with his M4, and he have kind of line of sight on here, but at -3 because of the car and the Esco barrier, so -3. He have his M4 is actually, let's check the range. Okay, so it's within 14 inches, so it's good. So yeah, let's do first a roll to a 6. We have some chance. We have a chance. So 6 plus 5, so that's 11 minus 3. And what else do we have? He's doing a standard fire. Doesn't have any more weapons. So 8. So that's an 8. That's an 8. He also have that +1 to targeting roll in first range interval. So that's a 12. Oh, let me do the math again. 5, 10, 11, 10, 8, no, that's a 9. Sorry. So that's a 9. We have a 9. There is no way he can beat that. So that bullet hits him. Now let's do the lethality roll. 4+. Yes! Bam! So this guy just fire and headshot that enemy. 5+. Ooh, I am lucky today. I am lucky today. There are so much dead enemy over there. I really want to try to loot all of them, but yeah, that's dangerous. I don't know. They are still pretty far away. Yeah, we'll see what we do. So that's it for my combat phase. Yeah, that's it for this guy combat phase. Now, this guy and this guy will reload their weapon. So that means that Francis Valenzuela will be back at full capacity, only have a 20 round max, so that's a 4. And who is the other? Alex Murphy. Here he have an extended max, so that's a 6 ammo. And inside the building, Alani Kelso didn't do anything that turn, right? Yeah, she didn't do anything. And yeah, let me put some thoughts on that. So yeah, what I need is resources for my base. So Alani Kelso will loot that shelf here behind, and those two guys will loot those 2 shelves. So let's do 3 roll. 3 roll on the resource table. First roll. A 6 and a 1, a 6 and a 1, so 1 medicine, a 2 and a 4, nothing, a 6 and a 5, a 6 and a 5, some fuel, so 1 medicine and 1 fuel. Let me place down on the characters. So here, as you can see, we start to accumulate some resources on my guys, but I don't have food. I need some food, damn, I really need some food. But anyway, I'm building some extension in my base to produce food, so it won't be that important anymore, but I still also don't have any ammo, and I need ammo to send my guys in mission. So yeah, that's a bit bad. But anyway, end of my combat phase. Now we can move on to turn 12. So that's the point of view of the enemy sniper on top of the building. So as you can see, she have a pretty good line of sight. She can view pretty much any of my models. So what? Yeah, that's a pretty tough decision. I can either stay and don't move and try to shoot at her because I have 2 guys that have line of sight on her. But what I can also do... Oh, I have a great idea. Alani Kelso have a defense of 2. Not that great, but she have the Hunker Down ability that grants anyone +2 in defense for that turn. And she also have that heavy body armor, -1 to lethality roll. So actually what I will do is that I will move Alani Kelso out of the store, pretty much in the open, triggering the overwatch of the sniper. That will allow me to actually fire with Alani Kelso, which is the better suited soldier to fire at that sniper with. Problem is that she's equipped with that Uzi. When she will switch to that SIG 556, she will get a -2 to shooting, but anyway, still some pretty good accessory here. She has a shooting stat of 5, so we still have some decent chins. So let's actually do that. I will move Alani Kelso out of the store over here. Next, what I will do, actually it triggered the overwatch right away, and let's see what happened there. So triggering the overwatch, the Rioter has a shooting stat of 2. Firing, oh, with a 2, okay, not that big of a threat. So that's a 4, plus 1 because of the high ground, that's a 5, but -1 because of the overwatch, so that's still a 4. Now let's roll defense for me. Oh, that's a, okay, never mind. So the shot completely missed me. And that's actually really good. That means that I can move my guys, and actually those two here are also in overwatch. But they don't have line of sight on this side, they only have line of sight on that area. So I will need to be careful. Yeah, I can't move that guys actually. I can shoot with that one because he have line of sight on those two, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's the end of my movement. Do I need to do something else? Actually, the SWAT guy here will move to support Alani Kelso, but he will be looking at that direction. And here we also have that civilian that moved there. And what else? Here I will advance. Actually, this guy, Shane Walsh, he needs to reload his weapon. So we'll move Shane Walsh up here, and he will reload his weapon in the next combat. Actually, let's move it probably more over here. And yeah, that's the end of the movement phase. Now let's check what the enemy will be doing. First, for that group there, the Blunt Doctrine. A 4 and a 2, a 4 and a 2, careful, again, move and shoot, maximize user cover, so they will probably just move toward that area there. And now what else? I will draw one card for that token, one card for that token, which is the closest. We still have one token there, but it's a bit far, so we won't draw that one. And we have also the enemy reinforcement that arrive in 3 turns, so just a little reminder there. So let's draw one card for that one. Empty, nothing there, that's cool. And let's draw one card for that one. And empty again, perfect, yes. Okay, so we don't have any more enemy except for the one in the HQ. So, that's the end of the movement phase. Enemy have fired. Now let's move on to my combat phase. So my combat phase, Alani Kelso will fire at that sniper. So she will be switching to her 6556. It's not a compact weapon, that means she will get a -2 to fire only for that turn. So -2, she will do a standard shot or a rapid fire. Let's do a rapid fire. So 2 bullets, a 4 and a 5. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. She has a shooting stat of 5. 5 -1 in total, so -2, -1 because of the cover of the sniper, so it's a total of -3, -4 because of the rapid fire, so it's a -4 total. So this one is a 1 and this one is a 0. So we basically do we have some stat? Reroll 1 die to hit in second range interval. I don't want to reroll that. So yeah, we basically have 1, 5 and 1, 6. 1, 5 and 1, 6. So we have 1, 6 and 1, 5. So let's roll defense on that 6. That's a hit. Roll defense on the 5. That's also a hit. The 2 bullets hits the sniper and she is killed. So that's really good. Now, next shot, actually, Alani Kelso fired 2 bullets, that means she only have 3 left in her SIG. Now, Francis here will, he's just behind that car, he will just fire at the assaulter on the right. He will fire 2 bullets, rapid fire, a 3 and a 2, shooting stat of 1, -1 because of the rapid fire, but +2 because of the accessory, so we have a 5 and a 4. Rolling defense on the 5, so this one missed the enemy, rolling defense on the 4, oh, that also missed the enemy, so the 2 bullets hits the enemy. He only have 2 ammo left in his gun. Now it's the enemy combat turn. So the 2 enemy will fire their pistol at my guy over here, Luis Alexander, Francis Valenzuela. So for the first enemy, 1, 2, 3 standard shot, 4, 5, 6 rapid fire. It's a rapid fire. Same thing for the second enemy, 1, 2, 3 standard fire. Okay, so we basically have 3 pistol shots that come towards me. Ooh, I'm lucky. I may be really lucky today. The enemy fire with a shooting stat of 2, but I am a pretty good cover, so -2, because I'm behind that car. So we have 2, 2 and a 1. I have a defense of 2. So actually I don't even need to roll for anything. The 2, 2 miss me and the 1, 2. Okay, so that's perfect. So all those fire completely miss me. And that's the end of the combat phase. Now we can move on to turn 13. Actually, I just forget about something. We have one enemy that is just on the right of that Esco barrier, and that enemy have line of sight on Alani Kelso there, and he will fire at her. So 1, 2, 3, it will be a standard shot, and a 4, 5, 6 rapid fire. A 4, 5, 6 rapid fire. Damn, that's dangerous. Again, 2, 2, those blue dice are terrible, but it's lucky for me this time. So, he's firing at a shooting stat of 2, -1 because of the rapid fire, so I have basically 2, 3. But remember, I've enabled the Hunker Down ability that granted me 2 defense points that turn, plus her plus her 2 in defense, that's a 4, that means the 2, 3 also miss me. Oh damn, that's cool, I'm really lucky that game. So that's the end of the combat phase, we can jump onto that next turn. Turn 13, end of my movement phase. This guy here is in Overwatch, all the other here move toward the enemy groups, and here they just want to loot the resources that are in the store. Let's check now what the enemy will do. So I will first roll for that enemy group. A 3 and a 2, a 3 and a 2, it's again careful, move and shoot. For the enemy that is alone behind the Esco barrier, on 4 and a 3, 4 and a 3, reckless, maximum movement, disregard cover, move and shoot. Okay, so first thing is careful, move and shoot, maximize use of cover. So if they want to maximize use their cover, they will probably just move there, and this girl will move here. This will trigger the overwatch of that guy. So this model will fire at the first enemy when he is moving. He's firing 1 shot. Oh, that's bad. 1 plus 1 plus 2 because of the accessory, that's a 4. -1 because of the overwatch, that's a 3. Let's roll defense. 3, the defense is passed, that means the bullets miss the enemy. Only 1 ammo left in that gun. So that's it for them. Now for the other enemy is reckless. He's reckless. So what he will probably do if he's reckless, he will just move here and enter melee combat with my guy. So he will get a +1 in melee. So melee, it's a 2. 3, so that's a 5 plus 1, that's a 6 in melee. And he's entering melee with Alex Murphy, which have a 5 in melee. Oh, 6? What happens if we have 2, 6? I will check. So actually, the enemy rioters won the melee fight, which is terrible, but there are 3 possibilities. On a 1-2 he will knock out my police guy, on a 3-4 he will take him as human shield, and on a 5-6 he will kill him. So let's roll a die. And it's a 2. Okay, so he will only knock him out, so he's basically just winning the fight, but barely. He just managed to knock out my guy. So my guy is unconscious. He's not dead, he's just unconscious. So now moving out to the combat phase. Moving out to the combat phase. Actually, before moving out to the combat phase, I should have done that earlier then. Shane Walsh is equipped with that holster. Allow one use of this model sidearm outside of the combat phase. This model may still fire in the combat phase. So actually I will use that to fire 1 shot. And I will actually fire... with this pistol, and I will fire 2 shots in rapid fire at the enemy that just knocked out my police guy. So let's actually do that. A 4 and a 1 at -1 because of the rapid fire. He's shooting with a shooting stat of 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is an 8 and there is 5. So we have an 8 and a 5. Rolling defense on the 8, it's a 2. So that's a hit. I hit the enemy. Rolling defense on the 5. And also hit him with that second bullet. That means that I kill that enemy. This enemy is killed. Shane Walsh got just a new kill. Rolling for his stat point, a 3. 1, 2, 3. He is at 6 for his shooting stat. Okay, so that's it. Now we can move safely on to... Just checking if I'm not missing anything else. Now we can move on to the combat phase. Combat phase, what I will do first is take actually Shane Walsh. He will fire at one of the enemy behind the concrete barrier over here. Shane Walsh, oh, I forget that he didn't have time to reload his M4, or did I miss that? Actually, I think the last turn he didn't do anything, right? I just need to remember something. Yes, I just had to watch back where I was, but Shane Walsh on the last turn, he was just sitting over here and he was reloading his weapon, so he's back at full capacity on his M4, and he will do a... Oops, sorry. Just got a phone call where I was. So yeah, Shane Walsh reloaded his weapon, now he will be firing in rapid fire. So 2 bullets. At -1 because of the rapid fire. You have a shooting stat of 6. 6 here, we have a 12, -1, that's an 11. Impossible to beat that. And the 6, 7, 8, that's an 8. Actually, the enemy is in a pretty good cover, so +2 in defense. So, 11, 19. So that's a 9. Also, no way you can beat that. The enemy can beat that. And this is a 6. So that's a 5. Rolling defense on a 5. Not with that dice. Rolling defense on the 5. That's a 1. So that's also a miss. So here I kill him. So that's it. I don't have line of sight on that last enemy over here, which is pretty bad. And yeah, that's it for that combat turn. Now actually I will loot some stuff. And actually the enemy also will fire at me, but I will do that later. I will just loot for those 2 shelves here. A 2 and a 6. A 2 and a 5. Ah, some more intel. I don't need intel, damn it. 2 and a 5, some intel. Actually, I always forgot, but it can be great. 2 and a 5. Next, a 6 and a 2, a 6 and a 2, 1 ammo, finally some ammo. So 1 intel and 1 ammo. Enemy combat turn, so this woman will fire at my guy. 1, 2, 3, standard fire. 4, 5, 6, it's a rapid fire. A 4 and a 3, that's bad. Shooting stat of 2, -1 because of the rapid fire, so we have a 5 and a 4. Rolling defense on the 5. So we pass that, rolling defense on the 4, and we also pass that. Perfect, so the 2 shots miss me, End of the combat phase, no more enemy. Yeah, end of the combat phase. Now we start turn 14. And at turn 16, one reinforcement, one Fog of War card will be drawn. And in the next turn, also one enemy reinforcement will arrive. So next turn, my guy just move toward the enemy. My civilian here will try to awake my guy that has been knocked out. Yeah, that's the end of my movement. Let's check what the last enemy will do. 6 and 1, 6 and 1, careful, tactical and shoot. So she will just basically try to just stay closer to the wall. But I have one guy here on the left that I have a pretty good line of sight. So that's the end of the movement phase. Now let's jump onto combat phase. Combat phase. My guy that is just here will fire at the enemy. It's Shane Walsh with the M4. And he did fire last time, right? He did fire 2 bullets, 3. Oh. So let's fire again in rapid fire. Oh, that's bad. 6. So it's 2-6. Rolling defense on the first. That's a hit. Second one, that's also a hit, so she is killed. One more stat point for him. So now what I will do, no more enemy on the board. The next enemy reinforcement will arrive on the next turn. So I can loot some stuff. So here I have 2 enemy bodies to loot, and here I have 2 shelves to loot as well. So rolling for the shelves first. A 3 and a 2, that's nothing. And a 6 and a 3, 6 and a 3, that's some ammo. So one more ammo. Now let's roll for the 2 dead bodies, the 2 enemies. So I won't take the blue dice, I will take the white dice. So I found one weapon, checking quality, standard quality. So we found one weapon on one body. Oh, that's a pistol, that's cool. We'll see better that when we get a chance. So that's a cool pistol. End of that turn, we can move on to next turn. So we start turn 15. Turn 15, one enemy reinforcement card enter the battlefield. It's a level 2 card. So it's that table over here. I will roll to define what it is. It's a 6. So 3 assaulter plus 1 sniper. Since they are arriving on the board, the sniper won't be already located on top of a roof. Now let's check from which entry they will arrive. So the same entry as I roll at the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, where is it? 4 and a 5 and a 6 I will re-roll. So it's a 5. They are actually entering the board from that location, which is not that great because actually it's near the objective, and that's not great. So I will spawn 3 assaulter and 1 sniper over here. So this enemy group just enter the battlefield. They will head toward my position, which is located roughly in the center of the board, and the sniper will head toward the closest high ground position, which will be probably on top of that building. He will climb by this on top of that. So that's his plan, and the rest of the assaulter will move toward me. But now let's move on to my movement phase. So I looted everything in the store, so I just put back the roof. My 2 guys just went out trying to loot those 2 dead bodies. Here I am also in base contact to 2 other dead bodies, and here my civilian will try to wake up my agent. So on a 4-5-6 he will wake him up, and it doesn't wake him up. That means he's still unconscious. Now let's roll on the dead bodies. So I'm in base contact with 4 dead bodies. So let's roll to see if I found something. I found only 1 item. Checking quality, standard weapon. And it's a Remington R5 RGP. That's cool. Yeah. Don't need that much weapon. Actually, let me look at that Spike Dragoon. That's a cool one. Compact red dot, rapid fire. That's a really cool pistol. I love that design. So yeah, this is placed on the side. I will remove the 4 dead body I just looted, and we can move on to the next turn. Next turn is turn 16, and it's actually the last Fog of War card. And unknown movement, remove 1 card from the enemy force deck and remove randomly 1 placement token from the board. And actually we don't have any more placement token on the board, we already unveiled all of them. So yeah, nothing. Oh no, actually there are 1 placement token just right there, and actually I will remove that. Yeah, I forget about that one. So I will remove that placement token. And yeah, that's the end for the Fog of War card. Now I can move on to the movement phase. So you have 2 guys in contact with my unconscious model. They will try to wake him up. 6, so the first one managed to wake him up. Now for the rest of the thing, I have 1 guy that will loot that dead body there. So 3 doesn't find anything. Then I have Alani Kelso, which is also in contact with a dead body. 6, she found something. Checking quality, standard quality. Oh, a Desert Eagle, that's cool, so I will place that on the side. And I have also that guy that is in contact of that vehicle, so we'll roll a dice. He found something, let's check quality, a 6, ah, almost. And it's standard equipment. And it's a new radio, okay, that's cool. So, we looted that guy, we looted that guy. And our little friend is back on his feet. So that's the end of my movement phase. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Here the enemy also just moves 6 inches toward the gunfight. And I also have 1 model here in contact with a civilian, so we'll do a command test, a 5. Command test is missed, that means that the civilian will just try to run and escape the board. And that's the end of that turn, going to move on to the next turn. End of my movement, I'm moving back my guys to come toward that area. Here I will loot that vehicle, I will loot that dead bodies and 1 dead body over here, so 2 dead bodies to loot. I found 2 objects. And I found 1 superior weapon and 1 standard weapon. Oh, that's cool. So we have 1 Ruger Mark IV Tactical, so a cool pistol, that's cool. A silent pistol and 1 superior card. Ooh, Mossberg 500. Oh, that's cool. Also a cool shotgun. So we found some nasty things that turn. So let's remove those guys. I will loot now that car. Trying to be a bit quick because the video are pretty long. 1 and a 4, 1 and a 4 I didn't find anything. I will move the enemy and jump onto the next turn. End of my movement phase, those 4 guys are stacking up here. Alani Kelso runs, so she can't fire. Here I will loot for 1 dead body and the police car. And this group didn't move yet, so this group will on a 1, 2, 3 go that direction, and on a 4, 5, 6 that direction. And it's a 5, that means that this group will come right into my face, so let's actually move them 6 inches. So I just moved a group of enemy. The first 2 have line of sight on my group, so do I. So I will actually fire at that group. So first I will fire with Francis Valenzuela. He will fire a standard shot at the first guy. So Francis Valenzuela, he only have 1 bullet left on his weapon. So a 6, boom! Plus 1, 7, 8, 9. No maluses, doesn't have any cover, so that's a 9, he can't beat that, so that's a hit. Checking lethality, it's not lethal, damn. Checking wound, 4, it's a pretty bad wound. 4, 4, 4, where is the casualty table? Serious wound, the model is stunned for 2 turns and can only move 3 inches in every turn. All its stats are reduced to 1, so he's pretty badly injured. That's good to know. That's the first guy. Now what I will do is with my police guy over here, will fire at that second guy that we can see. Shane Walsh with his M4, he will fire 2 shots, rapid fire, 4 and a 4. You have a shooting stat of 6, -1 because of rapid fire, but +1 because of his attachment. That's still 210. no way the enemy can miss that, so this one is killed automatically. So that's the end of that phase. Now that enemy will actually fire back at me. He will probably fire back at Alani Kelso since she's not in cover. So his firing is stunned, so he will only do a standard shot. A 4 plus 1 of his shooting stat, that's a 5. Rolling defense. 3 plus 2 in defense for Alani Kelso, that's 5, so the shot missed me. Now we jump onto the next turn. Actually, before jumping on the next turn, we have 2 things to loot. So first, 1 dead bodies. We found something, quality is standard. 1 new weapon. Ooh, AK-674 UN, cool. And then on the police car, we found something. Checking quality standard again. And it's a red dot. So we looted 1 dead body plus the car. We only have 2 dead bodies left in that area. And yeah, that's the end of that turn. Moving on to next turn. Next turn, I just move my 2 guys over here toward the enemy. This one just switch from his RPK to his Saw-9 shotgun, so he will be pretty lethal, actually. Yeah, he just switched to his shotgun. Then we have Alani Kelso that just came. Alani Kelso throw her Stinger Hive just in case. Then the 2 guys here start to loot at some of the dead bodies. Now let's check what the enemy will do. A 1 and a 3. A 1 and a 3. Where is the Zablan Doctrine? 1 and a 3. Hold and shoot. Oh, they won't move that turn. Okay, they won't move that turn. So no enemy will actually move that turn. Okay, that's a shame because I wanted them to come closer to me to shoot them with my shotgun. Well, we see what happened. Let's first roll to loot the 2 last dead body there. A 6 and a 2, I found something, checking quality, 5, standard weapon. Ooh, a new MP5K21, like a modernized MP5K, that's a cool one. So no more dead bodies around that area. That's all the guys we killed and we looted that turn, that game. That's pretty crazy. Now let's move on to the combat phase. So first thing, I will fire with that guy with his shotgun against that woman over here. Let's just check range. It's just within 8, that means that I will get a -1 because the range is 4, so I will get a -1 to it. So, oh, that's terrible. 3 plus 1, but -1, that's a 3. And yeah, that's it. That's a 3. Let's roll defense on her. That's a 4, so the defense is passed. Now let's actually check. Francis, that guy, will fire at that injured model over here. So he's over here, but he don't have any more ammo on that full shorty, so he will fire with his Scorpion. He can switch to that Scorpion because it have the compact rules without having any maluses to his stat. So let's do 3 shots in automatic. So only 2 bullets left. You have a shooting stat of 1, so here we have basically a 3, a 2 and a 1. Let's roll defense on the 3. This one is a miss. Rolling defense on the 2, this one is a miss, and this one is also a miss, so he completely missed those shots. Damn, this Scorpion is a pretty shitty weapon anyway. So now let's fire with that guy over here. Whoops, sorry for my hand. That guy will fire actually at the injured model. Yeah, same thing here. Where is Shane? He's here. He will fire with his M4, only a single fire. 2, shooting stat of 6, that's 6, 7, 8, 9. No way he can beat that. That's actually a kill because he was already injured. So now we have Alani Kelso that can fire. Actually, she doesn't have line of sight on those 2, but she just deployed her Stinger Hive, so I will fire actually with the Stinger Hive. Stinger Hive is basically fire at 5 is shooting stat of 1. So let's fire at the first enemy. Let's just show you the Stinger Hive. Oop, Where is the light? So it acts as a soldier that have a shooting stat of 1. 1 plus 5, that's a 6. Rolling defense for that 6, that's a 4. So the defense is the shot, the Stinger Hive hits the first enemy. Rolling for lethality, it's not lethal. Rolling for casualty, oh, it's pretty bad. It's that woman is on her side, she's injured, she's bleeding out, but she can still fire his pistol. Now let's do the same thing for the sniper over here. Sniper Stinger Hive is firing 3 plus shooting 1, shooting stat of 1, that's a 4. Rolling defense on the 4, that's a 2, that's also a hit. Checking lethality, and it's lethal on the sniper. So the sniper is killed by the Stinger Hive. So now let's go the combat phase for the enemy. This woman here will fire at the only model she can see, which is that police officer there. So the woman will fire with a shooting stat of 1, since she's injured. 1 plus 1, that's a 2 firing. My guy have a defense of 1, but yeah, only a defense of 1 plus 1, that's a 2. So that's the defense is passed, but barely. But anyway, I had a body armor that will have probably save my life. So end of the combat phase. Now we jump onto the next turn. Next turn, one new enemy reinforcement will arrive on the board. It's one enemy level 1, so let's actually roll that. A 3, it will be 2 assaulter and 1, a 6, 1 controller. So now let's check where they will be deployed. So same number for the entry point, it's a 1, they will arrive from that place. So let's place the enemy there. So I just placed that enemy group over here. They will head toward the gunfight, which is happening right there. Now let's move on to, I don't remember which turn we are, but I want to end that mission, so I will move and enter that building and try to kill the enemy officer that are in there. End of my movement phase, my group is stacking up at the door. Next turn they will enter. Here my 2 guys run toward the rest of the group, and that's pretty much. Let's move on to the next turn. Next turn I will enter the building, so I will roll to define how many enemies are in there. I will roll a d3, and there will be only 1 enemy there, so I will need only to kill 1 single assaulter. New turn, end of the movement phase. I just rush inside the building. I have in front of that enemy that have a cover of +2. I will first fire with my guy with his shotgun. I want to kill someone with that thing. So I will just fire 4 plus a shooting stat of 3, that's 7, minus 2 because of his cover, that's a 5. Rolling defense. Oh, that's a 6, he passed the defense. No more in that one. So now let's go with Alani Kelso. Alani Kelso will fire in rapid fire with her SIG 556. The 5 is actually 10, 11, 12. No way to minus 2 because of the cover. That's still a 10. No way he can miss that. Let's check lethality on the first shot. It's not lethal. Let's now check the second shot. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6. No, 6. So that's a 6. Rolling defense. That's also a miss. That means that the second bullet kills him. So he's killed by Alani Kelso. 1 more stat point for Alani Kelso over here. So that's the end of the combat over here. Here I have 2 dead bodies to loot. Looting 2 objects. A 4 and a 5, I found 2 objects. Please give me a 6. It's standard quality again. So 2 cards. Oh. So what do we have here? An AKSU and don't even know how to spell that name. But some 2 new cool weapons. So let's just place that in the deck. We have so many weapons right now. I really need to go to the next region to start to gain some superior cards, because here I'm only gaining some really basic cards. Anyway, end of the combat phase, nothing else to do over here. Let's jump onto the next turn. Next turn I've moved both my guys and the enemy, so the enemy is getting closer to me. Here I've moved those two guys toward those two dead bodies, so here again I will loot those two dead bodies. A 5 and a 1, I found one object. Checking quality, again standard quality, it's, oh, Cold Python, that's cool, like Walking Dead style, so that's a cool weapon. And yeah, that's the end of the mission actually, because next turn I will just take all my guys and run toward that exit. And this group here won't be able to reach me before I get out of the board. Like this guy will move 9 inches, so they will get in cover from there. So yeah, no way this group can reach me. And that's the end of that mission. Actually, at the end of that mission, I'm gaining one improvised silencer. Actually, let me have a look where that card is. Here it is. So the first item I'm gaining in that mission is that makeshift silencer, so that will be really useful. And I'm also gaining one superior weapon, so I will draw one card from that deck. And oh, that's nice. Banshee MK17, so it's a cool SMG silencer with a silencer, so that's really dope. So I really love that mission. It was pretty sneaky. We find quite a lot of loot for the base. We didn't find any food, that's a shame, but we'll have a food supply chain that will be going on soon. And yeah, thanks everyone for joining me for that new battle report. Hope you like it, and I will see you for the next one. Bye everyone.